Hey Kaylee,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm pretty well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything going all right over there?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
pretty busy, but managing.
yeah. What's new in the world of Kaylee?
Well, classes started last week, so that's been kind of hard to manage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm still studying for the GRE, and it's a lot.
Yeah. Is there anything that I can do to help you with that? I've had to do all that.
Well, I'm gonna be taking it next week, and I think after that it should be better.
Okay.
But thank you.
Yeah. Well, just remember that, you're probably in a better place than you're giving yourself credit for.
Hmm.
Yeah. And just remember the more you stress, the worse off it is because you'll
Yeah,
take yourself out of the game. So just be
yeah,
confident in yourself.
yeah.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
As long as you believe in you, you're good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So just remember that. So what's your classes? What classes are you taking now?
Oh, I'm taking a lot of psych classes because that's my major,
Right.
and I have to get some stuff, all the requirements out of the way.
Yeah.
And then there's a class called the pandemic, which is pretty interesting.
I can only imagine. you could teach a course probably on that when you get done with this.
Yeah, I like it because it's pretty common sense because we're living in it right now, so I don't
Yeah.
hopefully don't have to study too much for it. Um, and then I'm taking some physiology classes, um, and global health.
Okay. Cool. So you're faith based, right? Like you're Christian. Okay. So I have a question for you. So how does your psychology classes, how does that relate to your faith? Are you able to kind of relate them together pretty well?
Mm, I don't think I've ever encountered any, not that I can think of, like ideas that contradict my
Right.
faith. I haven't really thought much about that.
There's a reason I asked you that
Yeah.
because obviously you know where I am coming from. And one of the things that, because I read a lot on quantum physics also, so a lot of psychological, I want to make sure that we talked about this a long time ago. People that come here, they are all walks of life, right? They don't have to. Now, I will say that most of the people I meet nowadays are in that journey. And that's why we're able to work together very well. Um, but not everybody's going to be, right? So there's a reason I asked you that because I foresee a pretty interesting future just because of what you're doing and what I'm already doing. Um, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting to be able to bring those things together and
Mhm.
help people in a more massive way than
Mm.
probably what we think we are able to right now.
Right.
Um, so that's why I asked that. But that's good, and that's what I've found too. Pretty much everything that I've read, and I mean I've taken classes in the past and stuff like that, and it all kind of goes hand in hand,
Mhm.
you know. So, all right, cool. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I know Tabitha wasn't able to get on here, but I just wanted to see, how you're doing with the reading, if you're able to get the reading in with everything that you have going on, and how you're feeling about it so far.
Yeah, I was able to get the reading in, or not too long, so pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and I think I submitted the thing on Convene.
yeah. I saw it. Awesome. So if you could work with, and I'm just going to go ahead and ask these questions. I don't have it pulled up right now, but if you could work with anyone, if you had your choice, anyone that you could work with, what would be your person? What would be Kaylee's person?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure about this. I'd say either people who are like new to fitness or just who are very intimidated by going to the gym and like don't really want to go into such like an extreme setting and try to help them with like basic techniques so they do gain confidence and also teaching them the proper forms so they don't get injured and they don't like, it's just the start of their journey and they don't just like stop. Either that, but I know like in the beginning of the book we were reading, it said that's not an ideal climate for online training. Or just like athletes who want to like improve their fitness level. Yeah.
All right. But you're taking psychology classes though. And so how important do you think that's going to be to being able to work with different types of people?
Oh, very important.
Yeah.
Psychology is very applicable.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm realizing, and I'm reading this, a lot of the things that it's gone through, I've already done. Like, I'm like, wow, if only I had read this, 4 years ago. But, but that's okay. Learn from experience. Sometimes experience is the best teacher, so that's okay. But one of the things that I'm realizing is, people might think that all they need is fitness, right? And we're okay with that because we have to kind of meet them where they are. But what we can give them potentially is a whole lot more. So when I started going into, chapter 5, and that's always the big one, the pricing, that's really been, I definitely can say that's been my biggest just, and I was thinking about this the other day where I was like, I would love to be able to get to a point where, financially, to where I could really just pour into people and not have to charge them a whole lot. But right now, what I'm looking at is, okay, we have some people, they just want fitness, they just want nutrition or whatever. So here's where it's going to be very, very important for us to come together and talk about those differences, right? We've talked about this before. There's 50 million personal trainers out there. There's 50 million nutritionists, right? So what's going to make us different? So I think what's going to make us different, especially with what you're doing, and then Tabitha's kind of going along the lines of, the life coaching stuff that I'm doing into, I think that's going to be the biggest difference, because when people come here, they're going to have to be the people who are ready to really become a little bit uncomfortable so that they can reach what they desire to reach. So pretty much everything that I talked to you guys about, as far as, because we have to be doing it too. Like I have to make myself uncomfortable all the time. I got invited to go speak in a couple weeks. It's not really my comfort zone, but you know what? It's okay. Because I feel like when I get in front of a group, that's going to allow me to have a bigger impact, to where now I might be able to pull in a few people. If you put me in front of 50, I might be able to pull in 3 or 4. If you put me in front of 1, chances are the odds are going to be a little bit different.
Right.
So that's why I was talking to you guys about, we got to be able to get out there more, even if it's just on social media. I was on a networking call on this past Tuesday, and there was a younger guy on there, a little bit older than you. He has built his business off of TikTok. And I said, oh, I'm intrigued, because I really hated TikTok. Like, I thought that was like a kid platform. And, I didn't hate it, but I didn't know enough about it. I didn't know, because my daughter does all the dances and stuff like that, but I thought that's all it was. So when I went to his page, I saw what he was doing. So he's just doing like these 15-second or 1-minute videos, and then he'll like write something on there, and it's just tips, tips, tips. So what I've been able to do, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, is I linked the TikTok channel, and if I can figure this out, anybody can. I linked the channel to the Instagram. So now there's just going to be tips, right? So now it's going to allow us to reach more people. But what I need is you guys. I don't want it to just be me giving all the tips, right? So what I wanted to kind of talk about on here a little bit, and I wish Tabitha could guide on here, but I told her I'd record it. So is just doing those things. I know it's difficult, especially at the stage that you guys are in right now, because I've been there, believe me. It's difficult for you to just talk, right? Because I mean, we talked about this with a live video and stuff like that. That's okay. But do you think that, especially with what you're learning right now, do you think that it would be difficult to do like 15-second or a minute video every now and then and text it to me?
Yeah.
You think it would be difficult
I
or
mean,
no? Okay. I was like, really?
I mean, yeah, I could do that.
Like, oh crap, we're in trouble.
No, I don't think it's difficult. And yes, I can do that.
Because what I really want to focus right now on, and this is where it comes to like niche, whatever you want to call it. What's going to make us different and what's going to make us stand out is we're going to be able to reach people here. And that's what the right people are going to need. I've worked with people who just wanted fitness. They just wanted nutrition. They don't get the results or they quit. And what I realized was the reason they were quitting or not getting the results was because we didn't work here first, but I hadn't done it either. So I wasn't even aware of that, right? Now that I've done it and I know how it affected me, now I'm like, okay, I can't force anybody to go there. But if they're not ready, maybe we're not the right person for them. And that's difficult. That was difficult for me to be able to kind of discern like, okay, do I want to work with somebody who's going to suck the life out of me? Because I've done that before, plenty. Or do I want to work with somebody who's going to be easy to work with? I want the people who come to us. I don't have to go searching for them. Right? And hopefully you guys agree with that. I've done it both ways. And it's very stressful. That's kind of when I hit that brick wall when I first got back to Jacksonville. When I was just trying so hard to get out there and work with people and things like that. And I will say I still nurture relationships. You know, maybe they're not ready now, but maybe they will be later. So I still make sure, you know, I have, and you guys, I want you guys to be doing this too, right? Because you are going to encounter the same thing eventually. You're going to meet people and maybe they're not ready to go there now, but that doesn't mean we just stop talking to them, right? We just kind of plant the seeds, right? Plant the seeds. You know, wait a month. Hey, how are you doing? I've been putting reminders in my phone. And so it's definitely going to take us working together. I've talked about this before. I really need you guys 2 to 3 videos, even if it's just something little, especially like Kaylee, I can only imagine how much information you're learning right now. If you come out of class and you learn something really amazing, especially with the pandemic stuff, like that's what people need to hear right now. They need to hear it. And especially with where you're coming from it, you're coming to it from the standpoint of God. Now you don't have to say that. And that's what I'm learning. I don't have to preach to people. It's how I live. It's how I go out into the world. It's how I present myself. It's how I act. Right? So you're going to start noticing that too. When you give out a nugget, and that's what, when we were talking about giving free stuff, right? And we thought we need to do like free training plans. It's the information that's gonna get people. It's the seeds. I've talked to a lot of people here lately, and the most successful coaches from what I found in different genres like life coaching, health coaching, whatever it is, it's because they give those nuggets. All right. And when I first started all this, the technology wasn't near what it is now. So of course, you know, I never thought about any of that. But now I'm seeing it, you know, like people they're giving information. I mean, I got a whole book. So that's what I'm doing right now. And if you go, so if you do download, I don't know if you have TikTok, If you don't, go ahead and get it. Believe me, I didn't want to either. but it is, there's a lot of moms on there. I didn't realize there's a lot of moms that are over 30, they're over 40. Those are our people, right? We're gonna hit a lot of females with what you talked about. You want to help those people who are just starting out. Well, unfortunately, guys have a lot more pride than females. So have a pretty good inclination that most of the time we're gonna be working with females. I mean, we can still work with guys, but I feel like that's gonna be our target. And I talked about that a little bit in the last video. I think our target is mostly going to be women,
right?
Probably moms, or they're going to school, right? So now they got a load, they got stuff that they're going through, and that's why I work with people. Like when I get invited to come do these talks, I got invited to do this one because they found out that I do a lot with mindset and time management, and that's what people need: time management, mindset. Get your mind in the right place, believe in yourself, affirmations, all that stuff I put in the book. I was saying stuff to myself every day. I'm worthy. I'm deserving. And it sounded so crazy, but I was putting it on my mirror. I was saying it every day. And it was just those things that made me believe in myself a little bit more and helped me gain that confidence that I didn't have before. So that's what I'm able to help other people with, only because I did it though. And like I'll have people come to me and we'll talk about, I'm helping people that have PTSD, and I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a clinical therapist, but I came out of it. So it's just the experiences that I'm able to share at this point. So what I had to realize was God gave me everything I need. I just have to be willing to use it. He gave you everything that you need. You just have to be willing to use it. So when you learn something, and I put them out there. If you guys just text me the video, that's what I told you guys before. Just text me the video. I don't need you to do all the other stuff. I'll do all that. I'm not worried about that. Text me a video, whatever you learn. Because if it's just my face, people are going to think I'm the only person in this company. And that's what I'm seeing right now. So I'm like, we got to get you guys in there. So if you can do hopefully 3 a week, definitely 2 a week, either 15 seconds or a minute, doesn't matter, or in between those 15 seconds to a minute, right? So really short videos. You can send it to me on Messenger or text or whatever, and then I'll start plugging those in too. That way it's not just me talking.
Mm-hmm. And what do you want? Like, what type of topics do you want these videos to be on?
Well, like right now, like I said, I'm really just working through whatever I have in the book. So you're a college student, right? You just said you have a lot going on. You're studying for the GRE. You got a full school load, right? If you have anything, what's helping you get done with those things when it comes to time management? How are you able to function? How are you getting out of your own head? How are you believing in yourself? Or if you learn something in class and it stands out to you, any of those things will work. It doesn't have to be a certain format. We're giving nuggets. We're planting seeds. Because the more we plant and the more we harvest, the more we're going to get back.
So it doesn't have to be like specifically like exercise or like fitness related.
Mm-mm. Okay. Because unless we're only going to do those things, but that's not what I think any of us really desire to do. I know I've done it, and I don't even want to go there anymore, because as soon as we do that, we get put back into the category with every other online coach there is. Mm-hmm. So we have to focus on what makes us different. And when people come to us, if they go to the website, they're not going to see everything. I can't put all the videos on the website, but then I have, all the social links. So then they can start seeing things on the social links. And then eventually, when we have a little bit more time, when everybody's schedule's able to kind of calm down a little bit, we can get on calls like this and talk about any kind of area, a subject, and then I can record them. I can put those on the YouTube channel. So then we're all doing that. But that's definitely something that we have to start doing. I would say this week. Okay. So just put in your schedule, right?
Yeah.
Must do 2 videos.
Okay. Did you like make a video just to see as an example for what?
I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of them.
Send
So
them.
download the TikTok.
Okay. Oh, I'll
Download
download.
TikTok. That's gonna be first.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
not
the
familiar with
same.
that at all.
You don't have to look at anything else, just this one. You don't have to look at anybody else's stuff. Just ours. It's at to be epic fn is the TikTok. So I made it the same as the Instagram page. It's nothing different. Like I literally did one right before we got on this call too.
Okay.
It's just, they're easy. I was like, wow, I should have been doing this a long time ago. That's easy. I don't have to talk for like 20 or 30 minutes. I'm just like, like I'll do one about how much water people should be drinking. I mean, they can be about fitness. They can be about nutrition. They can be about overall health. But you as a psych major, you're getting information that me and Tabitha don't have probably. So I would love for you to kind of focus on that. How is that helping you? What are you learning? If you can quote someone, if you learn something in class and you have a really good quote or something like that, definitely stuff like that would be great. But like I said, I mean, I just don't want it to be only my face, because if it's just my face, people are just going to think it's just me, and it's not. Because I talk about you guys, I tell people, but they're not seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I have people come to me, they think it's just me, and I'm like, oh, it's not just me. I have a team, but I don't want to have to explain that. I want it to be like, come on, we got to all work together, because at the end of the day, I got a lot going on too. Mm-hmm. So that would help me tremendously, because, now I'm just like, oh, cool, I can post a video real quick. I'm already doing that stuff anyway. Is that all right?
Yeah. I'll look at some of these. I just got it.
All right, cool. And then, okay, so as far as chapter 5, it was talking about pricing. We've kind of talked about this in the past. I have tried to put out the little quick, cheap programs, and I cringe every time I do it. So I think that that's probably not the direction we need to go. Because if you think about how busy you are, I know how busy I am. Tabitha's busy too. Are we trying to take on 50 clients, or are we trying to take on maybe 2 or 3 each, where we can just pour everything we have into them? So that's why we got to figure out that price point. So it was talking about your freedom number. Did you go through that part of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you write down what your freedom number was?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You got to actually do that stuff, okay?
Well, I mean, I don't think I have. What was the equation? I don't think it really applies too much to me.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Okay. Think about, you don't have any bills whatsoever?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, all right, fine. Let me go back in here.
Yeah, I'm going to go pull it up.
And I highlighted a bunch of stuff too, so we can go through that real quick too. Like, I don't even see it though. I don't even see the equation unless it was towards the back. I know what my number is. I didn't need an equation for that. I don't think I had an actual equation.
Oh, wait, I think I found it. Page 37.
Oh, that's way back here. Okay. Oh, that's right. They did talk about it way back. Okay. Start by tallying up the amount of money per month after taxes that you require to fulfill your basic needs. Okay, so yeah, right now you're in school. You're probably not paying for a whole lot. Okay, but eventually you're not going to be in school and you are going to have bills. Do you have student loans or anything like that? Or Are you good on
No,
that?
I have scholarship, so.
Okay, well, that's good. Keep it that way.
For now.
Don't get student loans, whatever you do. Okay, so you said for now. All right, I caught that. So your freedom number should include what's going to happen if, because we always should be prepared for the unexpected, right? That's what I tell people that all the time. Prepare for the unexpected because we never know what's going to happen next. All right, so if, God forbid, something happened, your scholarship ended, that's not going to happen. I'm just, you're not going to let that happen. I already know that. Okay. But if it did, how much money would you need per month to continue what you're doing? If you had to pay rent, if you had to pay phone, if you had to pay for your school, you had to pay for a car, whatever that looked like. Okay. Because for me, I want to get you set up for when you get out of school. I want you to have nothing to worry about because if you can start doing this now, you get to save that. So then when you get out of school, guess what? You're good. You're good. And then you just keep operating. So I already told you guys, I feel this deep down in my gut that we are going to end up operating as a cohesive unit, all three of us. It's not just going to be you guys building training plans. I thought that's what it was, but it's turned out to be a whole lot more, but that's good. I love that. So I want to know what's it going to take for all of us to get further. But not just us, it's not just about us, right? It's about how we're helping other people too. Mm-hmm. So if we figure out our freedom number, that's just so we don't have to stress, because if we're stressed over money, and I've been there, if we're stressed over money, we're not able to fully operate for others. Right. So we need to figure out what's it going to take for us to not have to stress over those things. Like for Tabitha, she's working a full-time job that she doesn't really like. I've been there. I was in the military. I didn't really like it, but I did it. Yeah. Back then I didn't even know what a freedom number was. I do now. So, what's it going to take for all three of us to get out of what, at least for me and Tabitha, and for you in the future, what's it going to take for us to be able to operate smoothly to where we're able to help more people. We're able to travel if we want to, do the retreats one day. I really do want to do that one day. I know that's going to happen. Being able to do that stuff. What would it take for that? That's what I'm talking about. So then that's where the programs come into play. So I have, when I wrote the book, I did a 6-week course. So when I have people, and this has happened a couple of times already, I've had a couple of people just recently reach out to me, and I know that they're prime candidates for that course. So I'm trying to kind of figure out, because I don't want to, it's harder for me to try to separate everything than it is to just put it all together. So I'm trying to figure out how to kind of bring that in. Some people just want a quick, right? Like sometimes people don't want to have to work forever on certain things, or they just need all the tools so they can keep going. So that's what the 6-week course is for. That's why I did it. But it's kind of starting to come back because I'm getting a couple of people that are on that walk with God. And so we can actually really pull that all in. And I have a feeling you'll be able to help with that in the future too. So when we first came together, I was like, well, if I do this course, I just need people in the background who can build programs, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm starting to see like, okay, I think that this is going to be a lot bigger at some point to where we're all helping these people, whether it's 6 weeks, whatever that looks like. So now I really want you guys to help me out with, we need to have 3 core programs on the To Be Epic site, right? And that doesn't have to include the 6-week program, but we can pull some of those things in, right? Because the 6-week program is just the mindset, time management, self-care, nutrition, exercise, consistency. That's all it is. 6 chapters. That's what I did the course on too. So now, and that's what that kind of higher end program involved, the one that's on Trainerize, where it involved those things. So now I just need you guys' help to see, okay, what's our price point? Where do we need to be? I know for me, I'm looking more kind of higher end, because that way I'm not able to take on too many people. I don't expect you guys to be able to take on too many people. And then I still want to be able to train you guys a lot. So that, that takes time too. So if we can have, and I think we've talked about this in the past too, if we can have 10 people and have enough coming in to where the company's covered, you guys get some, and we can all pay our bills, whatever that looks like. So that's why I needed you guys' help. Like, let's brainstorm, let's come together, see what our price point needs to be. And then we can always overdo it, right? Like they even talked about that in the book. Like I always overdo it with my people. I might say, oh, you'll get one coaching call here. We end up doing, one a week or something like that. But that's because I want them to win. So I don't feel, that's fine with me. But we definitely need to have some prices. And I want it to be prices that we all feel confident in saying, hey, this is what our programs are, but this is why. And then when we say this is why, that's when we have to focus on those differences. What makes us different? Because if we just say you're getting customized programming and nutrition, yeah, everybody else does that too. So it's going to be super important for us to focus on what's different. Well, we help you with habit transformation and, learning how to let go and, all these things that I didn't realize I was holding on to. We help you with time management. We help you with, learning how to say no sometimes, because we all have to learn how to do that. Especially as females, we like to say yes to everybody. We care about people, especially us. That's why we're doing this. We care about people. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't care about people. So we have to learn how to, and this is something I've been working on for a while. We have to learn how to say, okay, I may not be the right person for you, but I know somebody who is. That's why I like to collaborate with different people. So we got to figure out who's our person, where our price point is going to be. And I can do that. Like I've already pretty much done it, but I'm trying to include you guys too, because these are things that if you're thinking about it now, then later on, it's going to become a whole lot easier. So all the little videos that you do now, one day you'll be doing all kinds of Facebook Lives like I'm doing. I had to work up to that. And it's still not always comfortable, but I'm just myself. I don't try to be anybody else. And that's what we all have to be able to do. Like you, Kaylee, you have to be Kaylee. Tabitha has to be Tabitha. I'm always going to be me. I can't be anybody else. But now if we can, start putting all of our stuff out, now people are going to see, oh, they're a unit. And they have diversity and they have, different experiences and things like that. And that's what's going to make people want to come here. And they're going to want to pay whatever because they know that they're getting a whole lot more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So figure out your freedom number, just for the heck of it. All right. Just for you to have. All right. And then look at the programs on Trainerize and see how you would change or what you think about them now. Maybe you like them the way they are, or, just see what you would want to do. And then that's what I want to know. That's the information I want to know. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Not too overwhelming, right?
No.
It's not putting any more pressure on you, right? All right, cool. Well, I don't want to keep it too long. I know it's been almost 40 minutes already. We always say that. And then it's my fault. I'll just go ahead and say it's my fault. I talk a lot. But I really just want to make sure that we're on the same page still.
Mhm.
You know, especially because we didn't get to talk last week. So I just want to make sure we're still on the same page. We're still, you know, working towards this stuff. I still want to make sure it's not overwhelming. And if it is, make sure you let me know. And then, like I tell you guys, feel free to email me. I know I do the experiences and convene, but feel free to, you know, if you think of something else or whatever, just text me, email me, whatever. And then that way I'm able to, you know, get more information and feedback because I'm all about getting feedback. If you guys haven't noticed that by now. You have any questions or anything? Or any feedback like as of now?
Um, not really.
No.
Not really sure where like prices are because I don't really have any background in marketing, but I can definitely look at like other companies and then just like gauge.
Be careful with that. So, okay, here's what I'll tell you. I've looked at other things, but actually it has one in here. And this is kind of what woke me up a little bit too, because I was like, oh, well, okay. I think her name was Sarah. Let me see if I can find the page. Yeah, it talks about Sarah on page 71, but on page 70, it actually says, because this is what I did too, because you just said it, and I don't fault you for it, because that's exactly what I was doing too. Rather than worrying of what everyone else around you is doing, look at number one, your freedom number, the value of your time. Think about what you've got going on right now. The value of your time. I got like 5 different businesses I'm involved in right now.
Yeah.
Which is fine because they all allow me to help people. And I love that. I wish I had done multiple streams of income a long time ago, but I can't go back, so that's okay. That was my TikTok for today. You can't go back, let it go. But, you know, what's the value of my time at this point? Now, that's not to say I don't work with people. I will tell you that. And that is something that we can come together and talk about too. If we have somebody, like I have Kenya, right? She's not paying full price. I'll go ahead and put that out there now and tap the nose too. She's not paying full price, but she's been with me for 3 years. And every time I have to bump the prices up, she still goes. She still pays, right? That's a little bit different. You know, if I have somebody who is like all in, I have a friend right now that I saw over the weekend. She and I went to high school together. If she, I already know she's all in. But I always tell people, don't let the price affect you starting. Because I truly feel like the people who are coming now are the people who we're meant to work with. And as long as we have that, we don't have to worry about anything else. It's going to come. So if it comes to that, I might say, do you have 2 or 3 other people that might want to kind of work in where y'all can split the price? Or how about we won't go straight through Trainerize, but I have QuickBooks and stuff like that. I can send invoices through there. Can you do like 2 or 3 if we break it up? 2 or 3 payments. Some people can do that. So it's not saying that we're just going to be shutting the door on people if they can't pay that price point. Because when we do things like that, and I'm not saying we can do it with everybody, but when, you know, if it's somebody like I've known this girl for 28 years, do I think she's really going to screw me over? No. You know, we had a really good conversation on Saturday. I saw her in person. You know, she's on her walk with God too. Like I really felt a good connection with her. There's another girl that contacted me, another lady I know. I don't feel like they're going to screw me over in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I'm more open to that. When I was protecting the company all the time, and I was still doing that a little bit when you guys first came on. You know, we had to do the agreement and we had to, because I didn't know what I was getting with you guys. Honestly, I really didn't. So I had to make sure I protected that a little bit. But what I'm learning now is the right people are coming in and I don't have to protect it so much. They even talked about that in here where it was like, you know, let go of the contracts, let go of some of that stuff, because that was that stuff that was pulling me away from great customer service. Mm-hmm. You know, because before I could even start with somebody, it was like a roadblock. Well, you got to sign this agreement first. Mm-hmm. So I'll just throw all that out there. But anyway, it talks about that. It talks about the value of your time, the services you offer, and the time it takes to create and deliver them. That's a big one. We're building customized programs. It's going to take longer. Now, there are a bunch of templates that I already have in there, but we still have to redo those a little bit. So it still takes some time. How much time, how many phone calls are we going to do with these people? Things like that. We know that the people are going to need accountability. I'm getting some really great feedback from Kenya right now. We get on calls every single week. And now she's actually getting the results because we're doing that. That might be something that we got to think about. More accountability. Because when I just let people go, unless they're self-starters, they're not going, that's when people were quitting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about too. And then a realistic assessment of the hours you want to work, keeping in mind that you also need time to grow, develop new ideas, and market. So that's the thing too. Like, how many hours are we really able, like if you go through your schedule, that's actually something else I want you to do for me. Go through your schedule and say, how many hours a week could you do this without being overwhelmed? I'm gonna have to do the same thing. We have to know that stuff. Because then it's not going to be about the quantity of people that we have and being able to do lower end programs. We're going to feel confident in the price that we have. And that's what I was talking about on page 71. It talks about Sarah. She needed to charge $800 a month and could only take on 4 clients at a time. And when I read that, I was just like, yeah, I've been saying that all along.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I can take on 4, but you can take on 4, and Tabitha can take on 4, and then we just work together. Like I told you guys, I'm not going to leave you guys high and dry. We're all going to be working together. But you're going to be able to help, people in a different way. Tabitha's going to be able to help different people in a different way. We might all be getting on calls, and then we're just splitting it 3 ways. That could happen too. Because you're going to have something that you might be able to help somebody with that I'm not able to help them with. Tabitha might have something, and then we're just working together with these people, which might be even better. And we'll have to cross that bridge when it comes. But for right now, it's just like, okay, how many hours are we able to work per week on top of everything else that we got going on? And what does that look like? What is the value of our time? Because it's not $60 an hour. We got to kind of let that go too. And that took me a long time because I started out at $30 an hour, and I thought that was good. But unless I was working a whole lot, that wasn't paying the bills. Mm-hmm. So that's why I kind of went away from that and then started doing the monthly programs. Because now I'm not putting a dollar amount on an hour of my time. I can't do that anymore. I don't even know what that'd be worth. I don't even want to try to figure that out. I know what I need every month. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm going to focus on. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. So what are you supposed to do for me?
Okay. So the two videos, and then freedom number. Go into TrainerEyes and look at the prices and any feedback. And
that's good.
Yeah, I feel like there was something else, but that's all I can think of.
That's good for right now. We'll go back. You could watch the video later. As far as I know, that's good. Yeah, definitely the videos though. I got to get you guys' faces out there. I got to. That's key right now. Because like I said, right now, it's just I'm representing the company, which is fine because I founded the company, but I want people to know that it's more than just me. All right. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, I will let you go. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. I know you're going to crush the GRE. And don't forget the video. So go in your calendar. I know you got a calendar, right? Like a schedule. All right. So I want you to pick 2 days. Go ahead on your schedule and pick 2 days that you're going to do a video because you're going to learn something every day. I have no doubt that you're learning things every single day. So I want you to pick out 2 days and commit to doing a 15-second to 1 minute video, just a tip. Hey, you guys, here's the tip of the day. Start out like that. Here's a tip for the day. I just learned this, blah, blah, blah. And we'll just start putting them out. I'm going to have Tabitha do the same thing. Hey, you guys, guess what I learned today? Or whatever, I don't know. We got to have the attention thing. That is one thing. I'm like, hey, you know, I try to be a little bit more animated because I don't want to just be like, hi, my name is Jody Watkins. And nobody wants to watch that. But it's this. The good thing about this, it doesn't have to be perfect. So, you know, don't even think about that. None of us are perfect. So don't worry about it. Oh, it's got to be perfect. Don't redo it. Just do it. Just do the video. Put all your heart into it. Don't worry about, oh my goodness, it's got to be lit. No, just send it to me. All right. Because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. And that's what I had to learn too. All right. Don't wait for perfect conditions. We already know that. It'll never happen. If we wait on perfect conditions, it'll never happen. So we just got to start doing it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, lady, I'm going to let you go. Let me know if you need anything, all right?
All right. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.